Hey guys, Fab Elmo here and welcome to this new video. Make sure that you stay until the end of the video, because at the end of the video, like always, I have a beautiful gift for you. So stay until the end, okay? So, the title of today is Why a Man That Lives with Purpose Will Get the Woman Chasing. Okay? Also guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm giving away some free value. It's free for you to subscribe. It gives me the motivation to go forwards and to do these videos for you. Okay guys? Thank you very much. So, you know that on this channel I talk a lot about hypergamy. Okay? And I wanted to make the connection with the biblical hierarchy and how those two things connect with each other. Okay, so when we see to the biblical hierarchy, this is this part of the market board. Sorry again, I'm Belgian Italian, so sometimes my English words don't come out that fluently. But so in the biblical hierarchy, you have children. You have woman over children, you have the man above the woman, you have Jesus Christ above the man, and you have God above Jesus Christ. Okay, so when we talk about male nature, we talk about this, the biblical hierarchy is male nature. Because the man, always needs to work with purpose. Always need to live towards God. Just like Jesus Christ did when he saw that he had a certain path to follow, when he was connected with his higher self, and his higher self in that case is God, that he needed to fulfill his purpose. He lived with purpose until he got it, okay? Until he completed his mission. And so that's what Jesus Christ did. He lived with purpose, with true purpose and a mission in life. And so when we talk about male nature, we always need to live with purpose. We always need to have some mission in life that we need to fulfill. Because when we fulfill our mission in life, we feel good. Okay? We feel good because it brings meanings to our life. What's a life without no meaning? There isn't. When I was 30, I started to live my own life. When I was dumped by my girlfriend, because my girlfriend was Arabic, Moroccan woman, very beautiful, but I got a little bit simpy towards her, and because I really loved her, and I did it because I needed her. It was out of neediness, and I did too many things, and she didn't really give back anything, and I was still giving, but didn't receive anything back. And at that moment, 10 years ago, I decided to work on myself, to be the best version of myself, develop myself. And so at that moment, I was focusing on myself. Okay? And when I was starting to focusing on myself, I started to know that what my purpose really is in life. And my purpose is becoming the best version of myself and giving you the best dating advice and relationship advice that I can give to you. Because the last 10 years, after being dumped by my Moroccan girlfriend, I dedicated my life to dating. So I think the last 10 years I dated more than 250 women, so I have experience with it. Okay? But at the same time, when you're dating women, you also get to develop yourself, to be the best version of yourself. So I also want to make you guys the best version of yourself. Okay, so a man always needs to work towards his purpose. always need to be the best version of yourself, and always try to be the best man that he can become. And every time, guys, how I live is I live with being 1% better every day. Okay? So, and it never stops. Masculinity or masculinity journey never stops. It's always in motion. You always try to be the best version of yourself. It never stops. And so when you live towards God, when you live with purpose, when you have that little voice in your head that is becoming more and more clear, you become the man that you want to become. And you start to see what your mission is in life. Okay, so my mission is to be the best version of myself, bringing my knowledge to you for you to be the best version of yourself, so you can attract the woman that you really want. Okay, so that's male nature, living with purpose, living towards God. Because when you live towards God, you always are connecting with your higher self. And when you always connect with your higher self, that little voice in your head that is talking to you, then you become the man that you really want. But you need to be persistent with it. You need to talk to yourself in a positive way. Okay? You need to do meditation, you need to do breath work, you need to do things that connect with your higher self, so you gain clarity of life and the purpose that you want, or that you need to fulfill. Okay? So we're always living with purpose. The woman is going to come to you. The woman is going to chase you. Why is that? Because they see that you don't need her. You only need yourself, and you only lead yourself. The problem nowadays is in modern society, more and more guys are relationship focused and not purpose focused anymore. And because they put the relationship as their main focus, it fails, because a woman can feel that he has no drive in life, he has no purpose in life, he has no mission in life, he's living for the relationship. And you gotta understand that high value woman that also knows their value because of their beauty, because we see them as beauty objects, they are not going to like the man who is putting all his energy into the woman, into the relationship. Yeah, maybe those women who are 5s or 6s, they are going to be fine with a man who's like that. But the women who really value themselves and really know what their beauty level is, I'm talking about the 8s, I'm talking about the 8s, the 9s, or the 10 in sexual market value. These women are going to want a man who is above them or equal. And these men typically are the men who are putting themselves first, who have purpose in life and direction in life. Okay, so this is male nature, okay? Always serving God and always serving His purpose. Now, to go into this side of the market board. This side of the market board and the female nature is hypergamy. Okay? And hypergamy, like I already told a lot of times in my videos, is that a woman wants the strongest man that she can have. So this woman over here, this beautiful woman, what does she want? She wants a man who is above her. Okay? For her hypergamy to be satisfied. That's the man she loves. That is the man she respects. That's the man that she truly wants. A strong man who is emotionally strong. A man who is internally strong. He has internal value. He has internal strength. And this guy over here is typically the guys who knows his worth, who knows his value, who knows his intrinsic value. He knows his worth, and because he knows his worth, she liked that. Because the guy over here, that's the guy who's relationship focused. That's the guy who put himself under her and has the lower value mindset. When he starts a relationship with a woman that he sees as beautiful, sometimes he's putting so much value in her beauty, which is normal because we see women as beauty objects, because he's putting so much value in her, she already knows that he's starting at the lower value mindset. And because of that, she looks down on him and she's not respecting him. And because she's not respecting him, she doesn't want him. Maybe she wants him for gifts, maybe she wants him for validation. But this guy doesn't validate himself, doesn't know his inner strengths. And because of that, she's looking down on him, and hypergamy is not satisfied anymore. And that's female nature. Okay? That's typically the nice guy. So, when you know that your male nature is to fulfill your purpose, is to fulfill your mission and try to become better every day, working towards your higher self, she always looks up to you. The woman always looks up to him. Okay? Because the man is always serving God, his higher self. And because he's always serving his higher self, and she is here, hypergamy is always satisfied because he's living with purpose. He's not doing that. He's not putting her on a pedestal because he's always higher than her. And because of that, a man who is living with purpose, he will always fulfill hypergamy, and the woman will always chase him because she's always looking up to a man because he's not putting the relationship as his main focus. You gotta understand, guys, and I already said that a lot of time on the channel, she needs to have commitment from you. The problem is that guys, since they putting the woman first, they seeking a relationship from the woman. And because of that, oftentimes the woman doesn't respect the relationship because she doesn't need to work for it. Now, when I say that the man is above the woman, I'm not saying that out of a position of power or egotistical point of stand view, like I'm better than her, but it's just how it is. That's how it is now. 50 years ago, 60 years ago, our parents, or the guys over there, the men over there, they worked hard. But now we live in a society that everything is easy. It's easy. You have porn everywhere, you can get free access to porn. So guys are thinking, yeah, I'm not going to put the work anymore. I'm not going to put the work in my purpose. I'm not going to find out what my purpose is or mission is in life. I don't need it. I have porn. I can have the most beautiful woman just clicking a button and jerking off on porn, and I'm happy. But you gotta understand, guys, that with the time, it's going to keep you sedated. And with you being sedated and hungry for the chicks and porn, it's going to put you in a hypnotizing rhythm without even you realizing it, that you're fading away from your mission in life. And a man doesn't, and the man who's always looking to porn, always playing video games, and doesn't really have a life, that's typically the man who is here because he has no value for her. And because he has no value for her, she will always look down on him because he has no purpose. The man who has purpose over here, who lives through his higher self and lives through God, lives his life through God to serve God, she will always look up to him and she will always try to chase him because he's living through his purpose. So that's the connection I wanted to talk to you about female nature, hypergamy, and male nature, the biblical hierarchy. You see how those things connect with each other? I think you do. So, the bottom line is, guys, that you always, first of all, you need to try to find your purpose in life. You need to talk to yourself. It's going to take some time to talk to yourself. That inner voice in you, that voice in you that says, what do I really want in life? Where do I want to go in life? What really makes me happy in life? What are the things that I need to do to start fulfilling my mission. Okay? And to know that you need to live in loneliness. Not really in loneliness like I'm lonely and I'm sad, but really take time for yourself, meditate, do some breath work, go outside, walk in nature, connect with yourself. When you connect to yourself, you're going to know what your mission is. And start living every day towards your mission in life. Do the things that you really like. If you have a 9-to-5 job and you like it, but you don't feel really fulfilled, start doing a business on the side. Maybe work 2 hours a day and start to work to your mission 2 hours a day. And build that up. Okay? And maybe when you have built that up and you start to see some results in your purpose, that you see that you are getting, more money, or I don't know, then maybe you can say, hey, that's my mission, that's my purpose. My 9-to-5 job doesn't really fulfill me anymore because now I really know what I want to do. Then you can leave your 9-to-5 and you can live with your purpose. And when you live with purpose, every day the women are going to come because they see that you have direction in life. A woman wants a man who has direction in life. The man who has no direction, who always lives in a sedated state, who always puts pleasure before purpose, that's the guy. She doesn't want that guy. Okay? She can feel when you want her. She can feel that she's getting you weak just because of her beauty. But the man who is strong, emotionally strong, who lives with purpose, she always wants to have that guy. Because that's the guy who has direction. Again, I'm coming back to my first point. Okay? So be a guy who has direction in life and who knows himself and who really lives with purpose. Because when you really live with purpose, you live towards God. You're connecting with your higher self. That voice in your head that says, hey, to attract the woman that I really want, I need to change on the inside. Because your inner words, your inner value that you have will attract quality woman. To finish, I was on a date last Saturday. We met via Hinge, sent a couple of sentences back and forth, I think 5 to 10 sentences, and I said, hey, this is the winning number, add the winning number, and she added me. We were on WhatsApp. Last week I was in Portugal. When I was in Portugal, I sent her the text via WhatsApp and I said, look, I'm pretty busy right now. I don't have the time, but I will text you when I'm back. When I was back in Belgium, I texted her and said, hey, wanna meet up? Winning number is back. And she said, yeah, good. She proposed Thursday and Saturday. Already she proposed two evenings, and I said, I shine brighter during weekends, so let's do Saturday evening. And the date was fixed. And when I was there, of course, she asked, what were you doing in Portugal? And so I was there for kind of therapy. And I went really deep on what the therapy was and how it changed me. And I also talked about purpose and stuff. And she was really, really into me. You could really see that her body language and her energy was towards me. She was really listening, and she was always listening to the next thing I needed to say on the journey that I went through. And you can really feel that she was attracted to me because I was operating from my male nature with purpose. A man who has purpose. Not a man who's getting weak for her. Not a man who is faced by her beauty. Because you gotta understand, guys, this woman was 8, a 9, or a 10 in sexual market value. Okay? She was an 8, a 9, or a 10 in sexual market value. If you see her in front of you, all guys would tell or would rate her between an 8, a 9, or a 10. So she was very beautiful and she was into me because she saw that I was not faced by her beauty. I was not nervous. I was confident in myself because I know my path and I know where I'm going. And so you could see that I was just sitting on the couch like this, straightforward. And she was really listening to me like this. She had her two legs grabbed together on the couch, and she had her, her elbow on the couch and her hands under her chin. Again, my English is not that good, but I'm trying to do my best to explain to you, okay? So, she was really in her feminine energy because I was in my most masculine energy. So yeah, that's what you need to know, guys. Live with male nature. Live to your male nature. Respect the biblical hierarchy. Live towards God. And you will have the woman attracted to you and chasing you because she sees again that you have direction in life. Okay guys, so that's the video of today. 3 things: like, comment and subscribe. Second thing is, if you think that I'm giving valuable information about women, since I'm starting on YouTube, again, I can give you a free call. And I really truly know that I can help you. Okay? Because again, I have 10 years of dating experience with women. So I know how they are and I know what they want. And the third thing is, also, if you want to know how to attract and retain every woman, I have made a course in my community. You can get free access to the community because I give free access to the first 10 who get into my community. Okay guys, so that was the video of today. Again, like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao.